All right, number one, two different rhythms happening. 60 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4. B string is a funny one to keep tuned. 120. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 180. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 240. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Number two. Also two different rhythms. 60. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. I just played that wrong. I just totally coasted on the first rhythm. Take two. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 3, 4. 1 and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 and 120. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 and 180. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 240. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Number three. Coming in on the upbeat of 1. Same rhythm throughout. 60 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 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 make sure you change chords on this one while you perform the upstroke, not a millisecond earlier. 120. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 2, 3, 4. And 2, 3, 4. And 180. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 240. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So everything looks good on the theory stuff that you turned in. Put this down for a second. So what you did, or what I had you do, let's see. I had it up here. Let me pull it back up. Here, we just do this. There. I guess that's good enough. All right, so up here, if you noticed, everything up here, if you have sharps being used. We have natural notes and sharp notes. Down here you have natural notes and flat notes. So up here you have the keys with sharps. Down here you have the keys with flats. We went in a specific order here, where each new key has one additional sharp. Key G has one sharp. Key of D has two. Key of A has three, and so on. So what we did is we went up the circle of fifths. Circle of fifths is a kind of a handy way of being able to figure out what key has how many sharps or flats in a kind of a quick way. So that means, looking at the key of C, if you count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 notes. So that's the fifth note, circle of fifths. That note is the root note of the key containing one sharp, key of G. The new sharp is always the seventh note. Always, 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 always. So that's a nice thing to help you quickly know what the new sharp is. If it's a key dealing with sharps, the new sharp is always the seventh note or the last note. This doesn't count as the last note, it's the root note. That does. Anyway, whatever the new sharp is, that will be carried over to the new key. Here's F sharp. If we count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, D is the fifth note in the key of G. So D is the root note of the next key that has two sharps. F sharp comes over, and then C sharp is the new one. So key of D, you just think of it like go backwards. Like what note comes before D? C. And we know it's going to be a C sharp because it's the last note. So like right away, key of A, well the new sharp's going to be G sharp. Key of E, the new sharp is D sharp. Key of B, the new sharp is A sharp. Key of F sharp, the new sharp is E sharp. So, boom, there you go, E sharp. So that's basically what's going on here. The fifth note is always the next note here. So D, fifth note, boom. Go up 5, that's A. Boom, that's the next key. Go up 5, E, boom, next key. So what about this one here? If you go backwards, if you go down 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, oh my god, 4, 5. Now you get the flat keys. I don't like going backwards 5. It's more confusing. So just count up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So circle of fifths, you go up 5 to get the sharp keys. Go up 4 for the flats. 4 for the flats. So F is the fourth note in the key of C. That is why we start here. F contains one flat. So it's convenient here because the fourth note is going to be the root note of the new key, but it's also always the new flat. So the fourth note in the key of F is B flat. Well, that's the root note for the next key with two flats. And then the fourth note in the key of B flat is E flat, which is the root note of the next key. So that has one flat, two flats, three flats, 4, and so on. And just like before, the new flat always goes to the next key. So this what B flat and E flat are both here. There's E flat, B flat, now you have A flat. Next key is going to have E flat, A flat, and B flat. E flat, A flat, B flat, and now you have D flat. So I'm going to send you this image. There we go. Circle of fifths. So key of C, no sharps. Key of G has one sharp. Key of D has 2. Key of A has 3. It just goes around there. So going backwards, down 5 or up 4, same thing. Or the same idea with the flats. We just talked about C over to F. Key of F has 1 flat. Key of B flat has 2. Key of E flat has 3 flats, and so on. And down here, it's kind of laid out in a nice, neat pattern. So key of G has F sharp. Key of D has F sharp and C sharp. Key of A has F sharp, C sharp, D sharp. So you see it just keeps adding a sharp as you go. And over here you keep adding a flat as you go. The red notes in here, it looks a little confusing, I think. But you see major keys, black. Minor keys, red. So the relative minor to C is A. A minor is the relative minor of C major. So anytime you want to find the relative minor of something, you just go down a step and a half. Or just subtract 3 frets. So like on your low E string, you have your C note on the 8th fret. So subtract 3, you end up on 5. That is your A note, and that is the relative minor. And you can go the other way to find the relative major. You just add 3 frets and you're good. Such as this. So like your open B string being 0, add 3. Well, then you land on the 3rd fret, which is a D note. So the key of B minor is relative to the key of D major. And there you go. That is what you were working on. So just handy, keep around. Just a way to understand little things in music a bit. So if you have any questions with that, let me know. As far as like memorizing how many sharps and flats are in every single key, I don't memorize that. I haven't. But what I do have memorized is going up 5 to go up the number of sharps, going down or going up 4 for the number of flats, and there you go. That's the big thing. And that's also another big thing with theory. Yes, there's going to be a good amount of memorizing happening, but memorizing the principles and how to find things and understand things, I think that gives you, saves you the most time. Because memorizing thousands of different chord shapes and whatnot is ridiculous. It's a lot easier to memorize, let's say, 20 different interval combinations. It's a lot easier to memorize 20 interval combinations versus 2,000 chord shapes, right? So, it's kind of what we're going for here. All right, any questions? Let me know. I will see you next week.